So this has literally been a dream of every Pokemon fan since basically we've had more than two regions. Ever since the technology even slightly hinted towards it being possible, everyone has wanted an open world Pokemon game to just fully explore and fully roam in a more real time, more free form, free camera 3D way. And I think a lot of people were hoping that Gen 6 was going to be that, but Gen 6 was, I think, a lot of people were largely satisfied with it. But things were starting to get stale, especially leading into Sword and Shield. I think a lot of people were disappointed in Sword and Shield's open area, their lack of free camera for the majority of the game, and just the way it was implemented when you did get the free camera was extremely janky, and it just looked like Pokemon was, 25 years old and looking like they weren't really willing to do what seemed unbelievably obvious for the franchise. But no, here we are. this is the dream game. I mean, this is literally the dream Pokemon game that I could have ever thought of, besides Pokemon Snap 2, which we got, baby. But no, this is unbelievable. Pokemon Legend Arceus looks so sick, and it is literally the Breath of the Wild of Pokemon. There was a very similar period back in, Skyward Sword, talking about new things that are being remade. Skyward Sword, a lot of people were saying, hey, this is good, it's got a good story, whatever, but Zelda is really stuck in its way, and it's really got to do something to bring itself back. And the next thing we got was Breath of the Wild. They pushed that old Zelda formula to its absolute limit. They pushed it for as long as they could, and then they came out with such a huge, breath of fresh air, no pun intended, but here we are with Pokemon. The exact same thing happened. Sword and Shield, everyone was like, I don't know, guys, you guys are looking a little dated here. There a lot of other JRPGs have really, innovated with the times, and Pokemon hasn't. But here we are with Pokemon Legends, and there's so much I want to talk about with this, and I could do like an insane trailer breakdown. A couple things. The thing that I noticed, that's the key thing here that I want to talk about, is this is breaking the mold. That's what I think is most important in a lot of different ways, right? You have this open air style thing. I'm going to call it open air. Even the piano gave me Breath of the Wild vibes, but the art style, the environments, the music all gave me very, they're in it. They're doing a Breath of the Wild reboot of Pokemon, and I absolutely love it. The few things that I'm not a huge fan of are the performance so far. Game Freak did not do so well with performance on Sword and Shield, and some of the frame rate on the Pokemon look really bad, but it's early in development. We still got a year left before we get this game. But like I said, breaking molds. This thing has everything that you would want to see in a Pokemon revamp, basically, starting with the starter Pokemon. In fact, just the fact that they are, even though we're still getting the grass, water, fire type, the fact that they're mixing 3 gens of starters, I think, is pretty telling. And the fact that they're not just cucking Gen 1, I think, is also very cool. That it's, these kind of 3 cool but rarely seen starters, and we're getting them back. And just the fact that they're maintaining, because that was something that I was actually really worried about, that they're maintaining it, seemingly the catching system and the battle system seems largely intact. It looks like you're pretty much still doing normal Pokemon battles, which I was worried. I was like, all right, if they're going to do this weird experimental thing, look at how Let's Go went, looks like this is largely keeping the battle system intact, but you're roaming this open world, you have a hub, and you're exploring, you're implementing stealth mechanics. This looks unbelievable. The setting is so cool, like old Pokemon, feudal Japan kind of Pokemon. The one thing that they haven't shown yet that I really hope that they do show is some kind of cool way to move around this open world. Some kind of, mounted Pokemon, obviously. Like you gotta be able to actually fly with your Dragonite or something. But man, I am unbelievably excited for this game. I really do think that this could be one of Switch's biggest games. I want to hear what you guys have to say down in the comments. Please let me know. I want to talk all about this. But Pokemon's changed forever. That's all. I'll catch you next time.